Drop it all, right now. Wherever you're slumped, whatever you're half chasing, let it crash to the ground and face this raw, unfiltered truth. You're not just wasting time, you're torching your soul, second by brutal second. Not tomorrow, not next year, today, this very heartbeat. Every time you collapse into that couch, drown in a screen's glare, or kick your dreams down the road, you're not resting. You're strangling the titan raging inside you. Here's the cold steel that cuts through your fog. Every shrug, every not yet, isn't a pause. It's a sledgehammer shattering the legend you're meant to become. If that doesn't ignite a fire under you, you're already a ghost drifting toward a grave you dug with your own hands. Step up, strip it bare. Scrape away the excuses you've smeared across your reflection and stare into the unvarnished you. Is this the rebel who'd set the world ablaze, the one who once dreamed of tearing down mountains to build empires? Or just a hollow shell, a faint echo of someone who surrendered before the war even started? There's a beast pounding in your chest, visions that used to light up your nights, a hunger that thundered through your bones. Maybe it's a dynasty you'd carve, a venture that shakes the earth, a masterpiece that stops hearts, a defiance that crushes doubt. Or maybe it's simpler, a quiet strength to lift those who lean on you, to prove you're more than the ruin they see. That's your battle cry, your blood right screaming to break loose. So why are you smothering it with, "I'm too tired. It's too much. Someone else will"? That's not exhaustion. That's treason against the only warrior who'll never quit on you, yourself. Tally the cost of this standstill. Feel it burn. You're throwing away mornings that could crack open with purpose, where you'd bolt, upright, not dragged by a chime, but fueled by a craving that gnaws at your core. You're trading the thrill of breaking your own chains, lungs heaving, muscles screaming, as you smash through barriers you swore were invincible, for a numbing scroll through a void that leaves you colder than you started. You're letting nights of hard-won fire, where you'd hit the pillow scarred but alive, knowing you left nothing behind, slip into a dull flicker of good enough. Look 10 years down the line. You're that faded figure in the glass. No spark, no fight. Just a whisper of what might have been. That's not a guess. It's the wreckage you're building every time you let easy steer the helm. But here's where the ground splits, where the air catches fire, where you seize the reins and rewrite the story. You can flip this tide, not next month, not when the odds align, now, this ragged pulse. Picture it. A year from this moment, you're not a shadow. You're a force of nature. Forged in grit and iron, you've clawed a dream from the abyss, maybe a hustle that echoes your name across horizons, a body remade from sweat, a pillar for those who'd shatter without you. That's not a fairy tale. It's the inferno that explodes when you trade can't for I dare, when you vow to be the storm that bends the world. Life's no warm embrace. It's a savage clash, a gauntlet thrown at your feet. Most buckle at the first blow, too fragile, too timid, too lost in self-pity to swing back. The titans, they don't dodge. They forge the chaos into blades, scars glowing, driven by a will that towers over every wound. That power's in you, roaring beneath the haze, surging through the silence, begging to erupt into a blaze that reshapes everything. Here's the proof. Warriors who didn't just endure, they rewrote the rules. Step into 1940s Poland with Irina Sendler, a nurse with no weapons, just a heart that wouldn't break. Nazis choked her city. Death camps swallowed her people. She didn't flinch. She smuggled 2,500 children from the jaws of genocide, hid them under floors, in sacks, defied death daily, her quiet courage a lifeline that outlasted tyranny. No army, no shield. She fought with her bare hands, proving one relentless spirit can defy a machine of hate. Then sprint to 1990 South Africa. Lucas Radebe, a kid from Soweto with no boots, just legs that wouldn't quit. Apartheid crushed his streets. Violence owned his nights. He didn't stop. He kicked his way from dust to stadiums, captained a nation's soccer rebirth, became a symbol of grit that lifted millions. No coach, no silver platter, he ran through. Fire, showing you don't need a head start, just a pulse that won't fade. These weren't gods. They were mortals who seized the impossible and bent it to their will. Now it's your arena, right here, right now. Gripping these words, maybe reeling from a day that's clawed you raw. A grind that bleeds you dry, a hope that's flickering, a voice snarling you're finished. That ache in your gut? That's not your collapse. It's your clarion call, roaring you're still standing. Every bruise is a battle won, every impossible a spark dying to ignite. Sendler didn't wait for safety. She carved it. Radabi didn't wait for a field. He claimed it. What's holding you? Too worn? Too late? Crush that excuse. Your fight starts this second, and it's a victory worth bleeding for. No soft edges, just the jagged, unshakable stakes. You weren't born to flicker out. You were forged to unleash a tempest that splits the sky. Every moment you waste on someday is a chain you tighten around the titan you're meant to free. You don't need fate or fortune. You need a spine that won't bend and a fire that won't die. Here's your war plan, etched sharp and blazing for this very now, tonight. Cut the haze. Grab a pen, confront the whirlwind in your mind, and hammer out one unbreakable vow. I start here. Do it fast, before the darkness swallows it. Tomorrow, storm the gates. Take that step, chase that ember, hit the ground running. No hesitation, no mercy, all in. Launch it before the doubts drag you back. Every sunrise after, forge the winds. Turn every no way into a rung you climb. Rip through the sludge. Let every give up fuel your next charge. Show it, not with noise, but with a fury that silences the room. This isn't about medals or cheers. It's about the magma in your blood, the titan you were sculpted to unleash. Sendler didn't just save, she defied extinction. Radabe didn't just play. He lifted a nation. You're the next blaze. When you rise, you don't just stand. You ignite a path for every soul still clawing. From the alleys of Lagos to the ice of Reykjavik. From a hut in Hanoi to a roof in Rio. Your mind isn't a shadow, it's a thunderclap, a force that can wake the planet. Zoom out, the stakes roar louder now. This isn't your lone battle. It's a rebellion tearing through a world on its knees. Every move you make, every wall you crush, flips a fist to despair and hurls a flame to the broken, the bold, the ones rising from ashes. From the pulse of Jakarta to the sprawl of Johannesburg, from the fog of Edinburgh to the heat of El Salvador, your surge is the spark that turns their cinders into wildfires. The proof one unshakable mind can shift the Earth's core. Look to 1960s America. John Lewis, a preacher's son with no gun, just a voice and a will that wouldn't hush. Segregation beat him bloody, jail caged him. He didn't break. He marched, bled, sparked a civil rights tidal wave that still echoes. He didn't wait, he thundered, showing the mind doesn't bow. It remakes the world. Time's a hunter. It bares its teeth at your one day. That titan inside, it's not a dream. It's a storm you wrest from doubt's grip. Rise now. Unleash. Your claws, feel that furnace surge within. That's your iron, your chaos, your unyielding truth. Claim it this instant, or watch it slip beyond your grasp. The world won't kneel, but it can't crush you when you refuse to yield. This is your forge. Strike it now. Unleash a mind that roars through eternity. Sendler didn't stop. Radabe didn't slow. Lewis didn't bend. You won't either. Ignite today. Reshape the cosmos, this breath, this titan's roar.